If you were to ask an extension specialist from Michigan State University what you'd get if you crossed a farmer with a master's degree in horticulture with a farmer with a master's degree in physics, you might just have he or she stumped. But the answer, thankfully in this case, is the highly successful Eding Brothers Celery Farm of Hamilton, Michigan. The Edings have farmed there since the late 1930s, when Henry Eding grew celery on 16 acres of muck. His son Alvin expanded it to 24 acres, and in 1981, his sons Ron and Dale took over the farm, an operation always being improved upon, of 145 acres of celery and 40 acres of onions.
We've been on quite an aggressive tiling program to drain our land, and everything is basically aerodrained. Lately, that's been a real help with the amount of water that we've had, and it really helps. It decreases our risk and increases our yields. And we do. Since 1983, we've done a scouting program, and where we have a professional scout come in twice a week and tell us what insects we have and what diseases we have, and so we can keep on top of it and only spray for what we need to spray for. And we find this to be, we can raise better crops and be more friendly to the environment.
Along with Ron and Dale, Ron's wife Grace manages the farm's financials. He refers to her as the brains of the operation. Dale's son Jeff runs the packing house, with much of the fieldwork done by Ron and Dale's nephews, Mike and Ryan Bosch. Along with a lot of experimentation and inspiration, they attribute much of their success to what they've learned from academia and the industry. One of their fellow growers is Bruce Skurr, a fourth-generation farmer growing celery and onions in Hudsonville.
I got to know Ron back in the early 70s when we had a farm in Hamilton, neighboring quite close to his. As growers normally do, especially when there's times of stress and trouble, we like to get together and just commiserate amongst each other, because we feel that there are other people that just don't understand what we're going through anyway. So there'd be rainy days when there was water everywhere, that we'd be sitting in the greenhouse having a cup of coffee or something, trying to figure out what to do. But as time went by, we sold that farm to a neighbor, and then eventually the Eding brothers bought that too and are now farming that farm, and we expanded our operation here in Hudsonville. But the friendship stayed, and we enjoyed going to educational meetings together. We've been on the Celery Research Board together for years and years. Both of us now retired from that position, and also ended up doing a lot of travel together, trying to learn more about celery to California, maybe growing districts there, and then also the Celery Farm Show. We've even traveled to a farm show in Italy together just to try to learn new things.
Another fellow grower is Roger Steenwick. He and his brother farm 85 acres of celery and 40 acres of onions in Byron Center.
I've known him for a long time, and I got to really know him when I was on the Celery Research Committee with him. He was a part of that committee for a long time before I was on there, and he is very instrumental in doing research for celery and anything to do with the muck produce. The last number of years he's been working with Matthew from Michigan State University on ground cover crops, which we've been starting to implement in our operation here at C. Steenwick & Sons.
Dr. Matthew Guaggio from Michigan State University has been working with the Eding brothers since 2002. He refers to them as the best working partners when it comes to research and extension. Whether it's crop rotation or black streak on celery, Matthew is thrilled to have the Edings involved.
To be honest, for the success of our vegetable research and extension programs, the Eding brothers have been really key partners to everything that we do. You know, we need growers to tell us what they need, and we need to work also with them to find solutions to those needs. And Eding Brothers have been always with us. They have donated thousands of transplants to MSU Research and Extension for work at our mock crop research farm. And on top of that, they host every year many research plots where we go as researchers, we harvest, we destroy a lot of their crops. So that is a big investment, and you need that type of investment, that type of partnership between growers and extension specialists like us to really make a difference for our industries.
Extension educator Bill Steenwyk, like Matthew, can't say enough about the value that comes with relationships such as with the Edings.
The Eding Brothers farm is just a great group of people. The first time I ever came on the farm, they were smiling, they were welcoming, encouraging. They were willing to show me the ropes as I was learning about a crop that I hadn't worked with before. And as time went by, I found that they were an inquisitive bunch, and Ron would frequently call me wanting to know or just to talk and think with him about issues related to nitrogen management or pesticide mode of action, how to control a certain pest, what materials to use, that sort of thing.
Basically, anything that Michigan State wants to put out in terms of trials or test plots, whether it be for insects or for cover crops, we're willing to work with them. We have for many years, and we find it beneficial to the industry and to us personally because we can see the results of these firsthand.
In recognition of their outstanding farming practices, for their unyielding cooperation with MSU Research and Extension, and for their leadership in both the vegetable industry and local community, the Michigan Vegetable Council is pleased to present the 2010 Master Farmer Award to the Eding Brothers Celery Farm of Hamilton.